Being victimized by a crime can happen anytime, any place, even in a car or a van. That's the unfortunate reality. While rare, bad stuff sometimes happens. After living on the road full time for more than 2 years, I've seen my share of sketchy situations, which is why you need to be prepared at all times. But if you follow these tried and true tips that I'm going to share, you'll be as safe as humanly possible, and the odds will be on your side. Window covers are a must. I don't care if you buy them, I don't care if you make them, but you absolutely positively must have some type of window covers on your car, especially at night. There's a zillion places where you can buy them. You can make them. I actually have a great tutorial on that on my blog. I will leave a link to that in the description if you want to check it out. A lot of people use Reflectix. It's very, very easy to make them using Reflectix. You could just cut them out and pop them in your windows, but you must have some type of window covers. You do not want prying eyes in your vehicle. You don't want people to see what you're doing in your vehicle, and more importantly, you don't want especially bad doers, you don't want them seeing anything that you have in your vehicle that might be pricey, that they can steal for drugs or whatever it might be. So window covers are an absolute must. Again, buy them, make them, however you want to do it. Have them in the vehicle. You do not want people to see your activities in the vehicle while you're inside, and you don't want people to see any type of your belongings as well, because it makes you a big, big target, and you want to avoid that. You never want to be parked in a dark place for obvious reasons. A place that has light is much more visible, obviously. You have more safety there just because, people that do have bad intentions, they want as easy of a victim as possible. So, they're going to look for the dark places, the deserted places, and all of that. So because you're in light, there is safety in light. Myself, I actually hate light. It just makes it really, really tough for me to sleep. The light leaks in my windows at night, even though I have window covers and all of that. But I always make it a habit, just because it is a big safety feature. I always make it a habit to park near some type of light source, whether it be, a street lamp or, something along those lines. That is very, very important. You always want to be visible. You never want to be in the dark, in a dark place for obvious reasons. It is a big safety hazard to do so. So always make it a habit to park under or near a light source. Always park near other vehicles. This is important because you have some type of other human activity around you. You're never truly alone if you're parked near other vehicles. Now, admittedly, this is another one of those that I actually can't stand myself. I like my space. I don't like people right on top of me or anything like that. However, I always make it a habit to, park where there is some type of, human activity. There's other people around, there's other people parked. I feel more comfortable like that. I think most people do. You never want to be, off in a dark corner somewhere or, far away from other people, whether it be in a parking lot or a rest area or, any place like that. As long as there's some type of human activity around, there's safety, there's strength in numbers. That's my opinion. So, for example, if I'm at a truck stop, I always try and stick, near where the close to where the truckers are, or where there's a group of other cars and things like that. So, again, you don't have to be right on top of other people. I actually don't recommend that, but just make sure that you're not far off away in the distance, because again, it is an open invitation. If people want to commit some type of a crime, it is better if you are out in the open and near other vehicles, near other people. If at all possible, never try to leave your vehicle late at night. I know that's easier said than done, and sometimes you have to do what you have to do, but I always make it a rule to, for example, try to go to the bathroom before I go to sleep for a night and things like that. Just because getting out of the vehicle late at night, not something you want to do, especially if you're in a new area or an unfamiliar area, or if you're a woman, if you're a female. So you just want to be very, very mindful of that. Again, it's one of those common sense things that, even though it's simple, it does help a lot. Common sense is your best friend here. Big tip, I always do this, always practice it, and you should too. Always keep your car's key fob within arm's reach at night when you go to bed. This is a huge tip, guys. I always do this. I keep my key fob right beside me. I'm assuming most everybody watching this video has some type of an alarm on their vehicle of some sort, and if so, you definitely have a key fob, or I'm assuming that most of you have a key fob. And on these key fobs, you'll see this little red icon on the bottom. That is a panic button. So if anything, if I'm ever in the car and something is going wrong, somebody's trying to get in my car, I hear the door jostling, I hear somebody trying to break the glass, whatever it might be, all I have to do and all you have to do is just hit that little icon, that little panic button icon, and that is going to turn your alarm on. And that would, in most cases, that would scare off any type of burglar or person like that. So that is a big tip. I actually used that once. It turned out to be nothing serious, but I did use it and it did help me. It makes me feel much better at night. If you don't have this, what you can do, very, very simple backup, you have your car's horn. A car's horn is very, very loud. Definitely just beep that horn. Beep that horn as much as you can, because that's going to draw attention to your vehicle, and that's what you want. That's the purpose of this. Most criminals, they hate loud noises. They hate attention. Again, they want easy targets. As long as you don't make yourself an easy target, you will be safe most of the time. So again, use the panic button on your key fob. If you don't have a panic button on your key fob, beep that horn. If you ever have an emergency or you're ever in a scary situation, just keep on beeping that horn and don't stop. Or a third option, you can buy these little personal, I guess, protection alarms that you see online and Amazon. You can get them for 20, 30, 40 bucks. I've never used one myself, but I have friends that use them, and they love them. They swear by them. Don't spend a lot of money on them, but they are great. Just get one that's very, very loud, and you can also use that because, again, criminals hate attention. They want easy targets, so do not be one. Always make sure your windows are rolled up when you go to sleep at night. This is a big one for me, guys. I don't know about everybody else out there, but my safety comes first. And I know during the warmer months, we all like to, open the windows or crack the windows just to, bring fresh air into the vehicle or, introduce a breeze into the vehicle. And I would love to do that. But again, my safety comes first. And I feel better if those windows are up at night when I'm sleeping. I don't want anybody coming in and trying to stick their hand in the window to open the car. I don't want to give an invitation to any type of people that have bad intentions. That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. I know that a lot of people out there, a lot of nomads like to use those mesh covers that go over the frame of the window, and those are great. I have friends that use them. You would lower the window at night and put that mesh cover on so you can bring fresh air and a breeze into the vehicle, and they work great. I just don't recommend using them. This is a personal preference. You might have a different preference. I recommend keeping your windows up at night. Basically repels people that want easy targets. So that's what I recommend, and that's what I recommend you guys do as well. Always keep your phone charged when you go to sleep at night. This one is short and sweet, guys. Again, common sense. Common sense things are the simplest things. They do work the best. You never want to be in the vehicle in an emergency and not be able to make a call to 911 or the authorities or whatever it is. So always keep your phone charged, even a little bit. And that way, if you ever do have some type of sticky situation, you can call a friend, you can call a relative, you can call 911. Always keep your phone charged when you go to sleep at night. Avoid sleeping in sketchy areas. There is no reason in this day and age with the technology that we have that you should ever be stuck in any type of sketchy, questionable area or high crime area or anything like that. With Google Earth and Google Maps, even if you're not at a place or at your destination yet, you can easily look up a location online and see what the general area looks like. Is it sketch? Is it not sketch? Does it look safe? Are the businesses or the homes run down? These are all things that you have to look for when you're going to be staying in an area. Whether it's a business like a Walmart or a Cracker Barrel, or it's a park and ride or a rest stop, hop on there, look at the general area, see what it looks like, get a feel for it. I've had, other nomads tell me, oh, I love staying at, abandoned buildings at night because, the police don't hassle you and there's nobody around. Or I like to look for old dirt roads that lead to nowhere and in very rural places where I'm all alone. If that works for you, great. I wouldn't chance my safety doing those things. I like being in very more populated areas where there's activity. I don't like sketch at all. I like safe places. And look, the great thing about being a nomad is we're not tied down like people in a sticks and bricks, where, once you're in an apartment or a house, you can't move. We can go anywhere we want. We have free rent. We're free to roam. So if you're ever in an area where it's even questionable that it might not be safe, pack your stuff up and move to a different location. That's what I say. It doesn't cost you anything to go from one Walmart to another that's in a better part of town or a better neighborhood or anything like that. So avoid, if at all possible, staying in sketchy or questionable areas. That is going to pay huge dividends in terms of being potentially victimized. Always, always, always make sure and lock your car's doors at night. I know this is super duper obvious. That's why I put it way down on the list. But look, I am pretty boneheaded. I can be an idiot sometimes. And even me, I forget occasionally to lock my doors at night. Definitely not good. I don't advise anybody else to do that. So always be mindful of that. Sometimes we need a reminder of even the simplest things. So that's what this is, just a reminder. I know there's also a lot of trusting people out there, and they might feel that they're in a good area with other people around, and they might, decide to leave the doors unlocked. Don't do it. Always lock your doors at night. Always, always, always follow your gut when you live on the road. This is definitely, by far, the most important tip on this list. Following your gut and using common sense are going to be your best friend when you live on the road full time. If at any time you ever feel that something is off, something is about to happen, you just have a bad feeling, whatever it might be, it is vitally important that you either leave that situation, remove yourself from that situation, if at all possible, and move somewhere else, or contact 911, a friend, whatever it might be. Your gut, your intuition, your spidey senses are very, very rarely wrong, if at all. Go with your gut at all times. I myself have been in a couple of sticky situations, and I removed myself from those situations, and I was absolutely safe. In hindsight, could I be positive that I was going to be the victim of a crime? I have no idea. But I felt at that time that it was the right thing to do. I removed myself from those situations, and I am here and I am safe. So again, common sense and following your gut, following your instincts when you live on the road is going to be vital. It's going to be your best friend. So do not ignore a feeling if you have the sense that something is going to happen or going to be, something bad is going to happen. Definitely take action, do what you have to, and remove yourself from that situation.